discretion is advised.
But the message today is one of change and unity.
This community has got to come together, black, white, brown, yellow, everyone. This is not a black-brown problem.
Yeshua said, "People may think I have come to impose peace upon the world. They do not know that I have come to impose conflicts upon the earth, fire, sword, and war. For there will be 5 in a house. There will be 3 against 2 and 2 against 3, father against son and son against father, and they will stand alone."
She did not die in vain. That we will change our city for the better.
Fort Worth, get ready. The battle is on, and the fighters are coming to help reinforce the fighters that are.
I am going to go on record and say that if the residents of Fort Worth, Texas, allow Al Sharpton to get involved in this case is going nowhere. When Al Sharpton got involved in the case in Ferguson, what happened in Ferguson? Nothing. A lot of people ended up dead, mysteriously. What happened when he got involved in the case with Stephon Clark? Stevante got paid, but nothing really changed. You are going down the right path, and you do not need the assistance of Al Sharpton. I mean, where was he during all this time in Fort Worth when people are getting killed and abused by police? Nowhere to be found. Al is going to come in and tell everyone to calm down, let the courts handle this. Don't mess up the case because you can get paid. But the man, that's all he's going to do. He's been sent in to assist Lee Merritt because Lee Merritt is not winning over with Arteanna Jefferson's father. So they have to send in old Al, maybe that because of age-wise, he can connect with Mr. Jefferson. But I don't think Mr. Jefferson is going to go for that type of bullshit. To the people in Fort Worth, stay on point and be cautious of people that come to you saying they are there to assist you.
Probably just used to noise and us standing up for about 2-3 weeks and then no more pressure. But this time we're coming full force.
Question first, and then I'll make a few statements. The first question I have for this council as well as this police department is who authorized the interrogation of an 8-year-old child? I'm going to ask y'all one more time. Who authorized the interrogation of an 8-year-old child without a lawyer there, without a parent there, because I actually spoke to the family. So first of all, I want to know who in their right mind thought that was okay. That's one reason I know this system is flawed, because if you think it's okay to talk to an 8-year-old child after he's literally just watched his aunt be killed, then I know you have to have a mental problem.
When I first heard that Arteanna Jefferson's nephew was supposedly had made a statement about what he saw, I knew the fix was in. How you gonna take the testimony of an 8-year-old child, especially when he has been interrogated by the Fort Worth Police Department, who does not want to convict ex-officer Dean. When they said that the little child saw his aunt raise her pistol up toward the window, I knew that was bullshit. That little youngster was coerced into saying that if he said it. What happened? Did she pick the gun? Did she point at the window? Did she point at the window? They are going to coerce this little boy and pressure him into saying what they want to say because he's not old enough to know he's being manipulated. And this is a bunch of bullshit that the Fort Worth Police Department is trying to pull. And I'm glad the people are up on it.
Now the next thing I want to say to this city, because I always like to bring life application, and the next thing that bothers me and that troubles me is I had an uncle in 1991 who actually did a drive-by He parked his car around the corner, walked up, shot somebody and killed him. He had no bond, and now he's in jail for the rest of his life, doing 99 years ag. My question is, how can your police officer walk around the corner, do a drive-by? Because anytime you walk up to a house, shoot in a house, not knowing who you are shooting, in our community, in our neighborhood, we call that a drive-by. So this is not just murder. He literally did a drive-by on somebody in our neighborhood. So I want to know, how is it he go to jail at 7 or 8 and he's out by 10 o'clock? Now the next thing I want to tell you, and this is really disturbing, at 14 I told you before I was in the game. And what is amazing, that the whole time I was in the game, even though I've had people shooting at me, I've had people jump on me, I've jumped on people, I felt safe. I grew up in Stop 6 projects. We sold drugs in the alley. I saw people get killed. I see people die. I've also seen people, we've shot back at people. And in all of that chaos, I still felt safe. Okay, y'all still not getting it. I've been to the penitentiary twice, where y'all send people that's murderers. And inside the penitentiary, around a whole bunch of hardcore criminals, I still felt safe. And you want me to tell you why I felt safe? Because I had the ability to defend myself. I need y'all to know, and we do not feel safe in this city. And I found out whenever you back something in the corner, 9 times out of 10, at some point it's going to fight back. It's going to lash out. Terry Moon, you asked me the last time, what do I mean that it's going to be trouble? You're about to start to see it, because we're to the point now. Even as a pastor, I told somebody the other day, they told me I'm supposed to be a peacemaker. I can no longer try and push peace when peace is not what they give us. It does not make sense for us to literally be in our communities, be bloodline like hardcore criminals or animals, and y'all expect us to be peaceful. At some point, this city is going to have to realize, not us that's going to start a riot, y'all going to start a riot. It is not us that's going to cause us to act out. It is y'all that's going to cause us to act out. We are tired of seeing our children. We are tired of seeing our women. We are tired of seeing our sons gunned down in the city that y'all say belong to us.
Your time is up.
Sit down. Listen.
Abigail Strube.
Listen, I'm telling y'all what I know. My name is Rodney McIntosh, a pastor of a church in this city.
Abigail Strube.
I don't feel safe. I done done all the dirt you can do, and I do not feel safe. So what that means is, David Cook needs to be fired. Jay Chopper needs to be fired. Y'all need to get up off y'all high horses and recognize y'all got sense.
Abigail Strube.
I know that the officials in Dallas heard this, but exactly how will they respond?
As an aside, the list of 11 demands from the Tarrant County Coalition for Community Oversight remains on the table, although unaddressed. Some of those demands entail releasing the names of the other officers who responded the night Jefferson was shot and killed by former police officer Aaron Dean. They also want released unedited body camera video from all the responding officers, and they continue to call for the firing of some of the city's top officials. The city told CBS 11 that there was no negotiation, room for no negotiation, I should say, with some of these demands, because they say some of them were not only illegal, but also unsafe. In the meantime, Reverend Tatum wants to call for the national leaders' attention to Fort Worth, because he says he wants them to know full well what he says is taking place here in Fort Worth.
When we as black people go out and make these demands for justice, exactly what is the alternative? Because countless times we have went out for different things that we feel like we need and must have for us as a people, and to be turned down. And what are we supposed to continue to do? Turn around with your tails tucked and go on? When you make these demands for justice, there has to be an alternative, because if we don't receive justice, this is going to happen. That's why we are not taken seriously, because we don't do a damn thing. We huff and puff, make all types of bluffs, but in the end, we do nothing and wait for another case such as this to happen again. That pastor up in Fort Worth, that is your leader. He is the one that you should be following, not no damn Al Sharpton, not no Lee Merritt, because those people are simply trying to be paid. They're trying to get paid. That's it. They're going to get you some money. but there won't be no justice. If you follow those people, there will be another Archon Jefferson somewhere in the near future. But if you follow the lead of this pastor, I'm quite sure that there will be some changes in Fort Worth. We have to be taken seriously, not to be taken lightly. And for years and years, we have been taken lightly and not seriously. When each one of these cases make the headlines, it's like the black community around the country is sitting down waiting to see what is the outcome going to be. Because if they can get justice there, we can get justice here. But we, like I'm saying, we concerned too much on bullshit. And mainly it comes with the money and finances. When somebody dangles that shiny new ring, a piece of gold, or money in front of us, we all get distracted. Damn the movement. I got to think about myself. And that's the problem. Because we are all in this together. And if we don't do the right things, as I say, in the near future, there will be another Archon Jefferson. Although I'm in Houston, Texas, I stand with the people in Fort Worth. Your fight is my fight. We are the same. When it happens there, it happens here too. I have a uncle that is now deceased. He lived in Lake Como. So I've heard many stories about the race relations between blacks and whites in Fort Worth. What is so sad and petty about all of this is all the leaders of this nation have to do is stop with the genocide of blacks in America. Stop with the abusive behavior toward blacks in America. That's all you have to do. But they want the right to abuse and kill you and not be punished for it. But as long as people keep putting the pressure on, things will change. As long as we keep scratching and clawing, we will make it to the top. And before I go, I know that Caucasians have this fear. And that fear is that when we rise, that means they will go down. And then in their minds, in order for them to stay on top, they have to keep us on the bottom. But what they don't realize was at the bottom would eventually rise to the top.